Okay, hello, welcome to a Roadie video. We have literally just got out the car. I'm on hands-free so I can record. We've come to somewhere in Tarneet. Here he is, I don't know where. He's very interested in this car in a minute. I don't really know why he's so interested in the car. So I'm just recording, we're not live. I have no idea how good the signal is here or not. I've never been here before in my life. So he's definitely never been here before in his life. The intent of this, coming somewhere new, he's getting a pull on, is to show how he's going to behave differently because he's in a different environment. So he doesn't have context for this space other than he might be able to recognize fencing, because it's the same fencing that all the, my word, that's a big P, all the ovals we use here in Wyndham, and there's a pavilion and there's a pitch. So he may pick some familiarity up, but there's more of a wild area over there which we're going to head towards. So last time I did completely new environment with him, I didn't film because I didn't bring the mic and it was horrendously windy, just like it is now. The windproof mic should be alright with this. So yeah, I didn't film because I didn't have a mic and it was atrociously windy. But he was very different. So we came across 3 dogs, not close. None of them were within a 10-meter distance. They were all between 10 and 20 meters away from us. I think the huskies, in fact, were a little bit further. But what I really missed, you couldn't even pick them up. I did have my phone out at that point, and I did film it, but you can't even see the huskies on the footage. They're too far in the distance, hidden behind some trees. So it's kind of pointless. You just have to take my word for it that there were dogs there. But he was completely different. The hyper-focusing that we get from him when we walk him around his local neighbourhood, gone. The significant pulling we get when we go around his local neighbourhood was gone. The interest was in just what was going on around him. So he had his nose down at times, just a bit like that. He had his head up looking around. He saw all the dogs. He saw 2 dogs walking directly towards him from 25-30 metres away and slowly getting closer. He didn't stop what he was doing and stare. He just carried on walking. He just carried on. So there was a cavoodly type thing, but it was a bit big for that, so it wasn't a cavoodle. There was a German Shepherd and there were 2 huskies. The German Shepherd did actually get sat down and forced to wait for us to go past, so that was slightly weird. He did look at that dog, he did stop what he was doing, look for a few seconds, but he wasn't hyper fixated. I just walked on and he followed me. It was that easy. So the lesson is, environment drives your behaviour. So when you go somewhere completely new, expect to see different behaviour. So what that has led me to think with Roadie is that his behaviour outside his home, oh my word, this is windy, I'm sorry, and across in the park from where he lives that he walks around all the time, that interaction he has with the environment around him at that point, and when he comes across things like other dogs, has been influenced very heavily by his owner. Not a surprise, but what that means is when I walk him around there, he is contextualizing how he's behaving with me toward how he behaves with his owner. And so I'm kind of fighting learned behavior as well as trying to build something with him in an area he's familiar with, to the point that he probably considers it his territory. That's just stacking the deck against myself ridiculously badly. So why would I do that? So having thought about all of that, and having seen how when I contextualize things for him which he's never seen before, like when I walked into his house with my 2 dogs, and then a few weeks later walked into his house with 4 dogs, none of whom he'd met except my 2, he didn't know what to do, so he just stood there with a very confused look on his face, realized this was actually quite fun, and then carried on and had a great time. Context, different environment. He had no previous examples in his life to lean on how he should behave in that scenario. And what did he default to? He defaulted to confusion and then threat detection, and went, oh, none of these are a threat. Nobody's trying to hurt me. They're just dogs sniffing around, doing stuff. Okay, I can work with that, and off he went and had some fun. And if you follow me for any length of time, you'll see how he looks at dogs when we come across them, when we're walking outside his house and going around the park outside his property. He has a very, very different attitude. And even when I've had him try to meet the dogs that have been around his house, I'm sorry about this wind, I am sorry. My word. When I've had him try to meet dogs outside his house that he knows, well, even then we still get a crap reaction from him. He's just so super excited. It was Shrek I tried to get him to meet. He went in for a flying headbutt on Shrek. It wasn't aggression. He wasn't trying to do anything nasty. He was just so super excited. He came out with a completely inappropriate reaction. I didn't let him actually make contact with Shrek. Used the leash and stopped that from occurring. But this was dogs he knew at this point. He'd met 3 or 4 times in his own property, but he saw them outside in an area he considers his territory, where he's only ever had negative interactions with dogs, and out comes super exuberance, super excitement, and an inappropriate reaction. So yeah, we're going to go through that again soon. There's a bike coming behind me. I don't know where they're going, so I'm just going to guide him with the leash off the path out of the way. There they go. It's fine. So here's the thing, what kind of bridge is this? I don't think he'll ever have been across a bridge like this. So let's see how he goes. Is he going to want to, or is he going to want to go a different way? So that's a school there. I didn't know that was a school there. I looked on the map for a green oval. Yeah, he's pulling today, and found this space of green on the map, and we came here. I had no idea this was a school as well as a football pitch and whatnot. So he's never been across a bridge like this to my knowledge. Kind of, maybe. There's one near his home, but it's like right down in the reeds and the marshes at ground level. It's not elevated like this, not at all. So I just want to walk around here, and it's not a nice day. It's real windy. I mean, the sun's out, but it's not a nice day. It's really windy, it's cold, and I can't see anybody else. I've seen one other person when we got out of the car, one other person sat on a park bench. We walked past there, and one cyclist, and I could see for a good couple of 100 meters in every direction. There's one person coming up on my left, just a guy walking on his own in a high-vis jacket. God, Roadie, you're getting a little bit of a pull on here. Yeah, if he gets any more insistent, I will just stop walking. So yeah, this is not busy. I had assumed we would see quite a lot of people here, quite a lot of other dogs, because this is a nice big green park area in a suburb of Wyndham, and that appears to not be the case of what's going on, which is disappointing. I know I'm not in charge of the world, and I don't own a big enough business where I can just go and grab 18 different dogs and turn up somewhere and do that. That's not where we're at. Can use my 2, but I can't pre-position them because I'm on my own. Now I can use my son, and that is the intention next week. So next week he's off university, so I'm going to use my son to handle my 2 dogs, and we're going to get Roadie to meet dogs off his property. And I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed than I would be with Shrek and Dolly, because they're not my dogs, and I'm going to let my 2 deal with him. But obviously I'm not just going to take the leash off and go run, headbutt, roller or Tora. We're not doing that. we will be enforcing some level of calm, but if his over exuberance once he's met them, it starts to get irritating, I'm just going to let my dogs discipline him, and that's how I believe it should work. If you've got dogs you trust, they're the best teachers of other dogs, absolutely the best teachers of other dogs. Alright, so about 300-400 meters away in front of me is someone with an off-leash dog. I don't even think we can get around there because there's this wetlands that goes that way. We're not walking around that because we can't actually get all the way around. We get cut off by the school, so we can't get back to the car. So we're going to go around here. We're going to have to take a double left, go into the housing estate and come back out towards the green field that way. Oh, no, there is a path there. Maybe I don't know. There is a path there. Maybe we can. I'm not going in a tree, Roadie. I don't know what he's sniffed out, but it's super interesting to him. Alright, there is another dog on a leash up ahead. Okay, I don't know which way they're going. Good. That's what we wanted. So I wanted to show here, they are going the same direction as us. They are going the same direction as us. We might not catch them up because he's not walking particularly quick. He's doing a lot of stop and sniff. I'm not going that far already. I'm staying on the path. So he's put tension on the leash here. And that's okay. There we go. I'm not deviating off the path. Thank you very much. So what we got ahead? I can't see. There's a tree in the way. There are the two owner dogs. That's quite a big dog. So yeah, we've got dogs ahead. Good. So I'll do what I always do. I'm just going to step out of people's way and allow them to go, because I know he's not the politest of dogs. And we're just going to do the work, do the process. Oh, but it really is windy. It is uncomfortably windy. Right, so one of these dog owners has already deviated away from the other. I'm going to guess might have some minor friendliness issues. Yeah, I don't think we want to go down there already. So the goal here, I don't want to hide. I'm not going to hide Roadie from the other dog. Oh my word, not with that pulling. Yeah, dude, I'm not giving up on that one. He has put his whole body into that, so I'm saying no, absolutely not. You're not getting to whatever the hell that was that you wanted. I'm not playing that game. That was rude and disrespectful. So I'm going to use my 90 kilos and say no. You can have what you want when you ask nicely. If you don't ask nicely, I'm going to slam my brakes on and you're not getting it. Okay, so maybe those dog owners knew each other, because I can't see either of them anymore, or they've turned off in a different direction. They've disappeared. No one's there anymore. Well, maybe. All right, we'll try. Oh, the river goes that way. No, we can't actually get across to the path. I don't think where I need to be. I don't know. I can't tell. We'll carry on for a minute. If we can't, we have to come back and go that way. Is that? Yeah, I don't think we can. I don't think there's a path across the wetlands down there. It's fenced off too. Okay. All right, we'll take a left here and we'll go around, follow on that road and do a double left. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of... there's a dog. So we'll just wait here. I don't know where they're going. Okay, they're going off that way. Roadie seen. So here, look, how more relaxed he is this time than last time. This is somewhere completely new. And he's going to bite my leash, which we really don't want. Excuse me, fella. No, it's just around his neck. Sorry. Let's grab him. The leash is around his neck. He wasn't actually biting it. Okay, we've got this dog that's desperate to come over. So I'm going to go loose again. No, he wants to go over there, so we're not going to let that. So just go him tight. Yeah, that dog's trying to bite the leash too. So he's ready to move on. A little bit of whining. Yeah, there we go, a little bit of whine. I get it. Ugh. That's a hard pull, dude. Right, so now he's going to have a sniff where the dog was. Okay, we've got a chow ahead of us. Okay, how narrow is the path? Chows are fun-looking dogs. Okay, we will have to make use of some space here too. Right, this really isn't the correct direction, Roadie. We are only doing this to get some work in around another dog. Oh right, there's a little path here. Ah, that's perfect. We'll take that path. Because that is the way we actually have to go. So we're going to use this path to get some space, and then I'm going to stop when he's got out of my way. Trip me up. We'll wait, we'll let him have a look. So I'm just going to film and see the leash is nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Dog's looking at him, he's looking at the dog, we're cool. Beautiful. Okay, so we can move on. Nice. I know it wasn't particularly close, and that dog wasn't as excited as the previous one, so I expect that's got a lot to do with it. But there we go, nice. That's what we want. Able to look at another dog calmly, and then we can just move on. So we're going to cut through the park, and I might just head back where we came from rather than getting lost in the houses. Like I said, I have no idea where I am. And obviously I'm filming, so I don't have the map out. Wyndham's usually made in a grid fashion. Yeah, we'll go this way, Roadie. So yeah, let's build up to that chow. He got right under my feet. It's very annoying. I just pushed him out of the way with my leg. And you won't see that, and it won't come across in the footage. No, I didn't kick him and shout at him and kick him, and then just pushed him out of the way with my leg. Like, come on, get out from under my feet. It's a crap habit of yours. You do keep doing it. Alrighty, so we're gonna go back that way in the distance. We're gonna try go around a different green oval on the way back. So there was some other space there, but it might be the school and we might not be able to. But that's my goal. So he's telling me where he wants to go. Perfect, he's with me. Love it. That's what we want. A little bit of a pool coming on. We're not going into somebody's home. Sorry, I'm holding this camera in my hand. I don't know if I'm doing a particularly good job looking where I'm going rather than at the camera. Okay, so we're probably going to be able to smell the first dog that we came across because that was here. And I have no intention of following it. He clearly does. So we'll do the same again. He can have a sniff, he can have a look. He's where I am, and we're all happy. When he's with me, everybody's happy. He's allowed to ask to go a different direction. I have no trouble with that at all. Like, he's having a sniff here, that's absolutely fine, and he's with me. That is allowed. Okay, so we're going to head back on the path. We're going to head back down to that path. I know he's just caught sight of the chow going around the corner there. So we will head down here and then turn left. Not like that. He's pulling too hard. I'm just going to lean into that until he gives up. I'm not pulling up with that. That was too hard of a pull. A yawn, so he's just de-stressing it. Look at the power pose. Get a better side-on view if I can. He's just in full power lean. And okay, you can tie yourself out. The leash is around my waist, so it's just propping me up at this point. I can't be comfortable, but I'm not giving in until he relents. He has got to relax before I put another foot forward. And if this takes 10 minutes, I don't care. There we go. There we go. I want to see those back legs relax though. I don't like that pose. That's still I am seriously engaged in what's going on pose. Far too much for my liking. Okay, the leash has gone loose, but he's not changed his pose. That's what I'm waiting for. And I'm being very strict on this one, as he pulled so hard. Yeah, he is still dialed in. No one coming from behind us. Oh, there we go. So look, he's still got his legs in that pose, even though he's folded himself in half. Such a crazy thing to do. I really don't get this dog at times. Why are you just so energized about going forwards? There's smells everywhere. There's millions of smells coming from the left of us at school. Cars going around over there. I don't get what... There we go. He's relaxed a bit in the pose. He's still in it, but it has relented. It's not at full. There's no muscle definition in there still. Sorry, not still. There's now no muscle definition in the rear legs, even though he's still on his tiptoes. Still on his toes on the back. I'll take that. Nice. There we go. I want relaxation before we move on. Don't really need anything else. Okay, so this is a blind corner, so I will cut the corner slightly. So I don't know what's around it. Oh no, no need, I can see. So he wants to go that way, see he's pulling. He's allowed to ask, but we're going this way, and he's with me, nice. Oh, and he's just bounced off me. He went to the signpost for a smell. I hadn't spotted that, my fault. I thought he was walking towards me, he kind of was. He deviated off for a smell at the signpost. which is okay. Like I said, I want him to stop and sniff more than he does. I am completely 100% behind him stopping and sniffing whatever the hell he wants to, whenever he wants to. But he has to ask nicely. Walking up to the smell is fine. I will even allow a gentle pull on the leash. Charging at it with full speed and full power, no, absolutely not. I am sticking my brakes on because I'm not putting up with that level of disrespect. Absolutely not. He's a powerful little unit, this guy. He doesn't need to use that power to get what he wants. He needs to use manners. So we're coming back towards the bridge. So I am faced with the choice. I can try and get around that field there, but I think I can't. Oh no, I can. There's the track. Okay, we can. So we're going to go around that oval. Cool. Because straight ahead on the path we're on, if we don't go back across the bridge, goes to the main road, and then it's just a straight line to the car, and that would be a bit rubbish. Don't want that. Don't want that at all. Well, so let's briefly go back to dogs. Got to keep doing this with Roadie. Got to keep going past lots and lots of dogs. Got to just get him getting used to the concept. If you see dogs, who cares? Deal with it. Like, no one cares. Get over it. So I might next week really up the intensity on him and do what's known as a bit of flooding. So I know somewhere in Melbourne, it's a pig of a drive, but I know somewhere in Melbourne, and it won't be a Friday, it'll be done on a Saturday. I don't know how to contextualize it for anyone who's not familiar with big cities. If you know London, it's like Hyde Park. If you like New York, it's Central Park. It's somewhere like that in Melbourne, and we'll go around there because around the Tan Loop, as it's colloquially known, which is the War Memorial Path, it's basically a 5 kilometre, I think so, 5 kilometre or 3 mile running track, and it is absolutely chock full of joggers and people with dogs. So where I took my two when they were young to do some of their leash manner stuff, was just like every 5 seconds it's dog, 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 dog for a whole hour and a half. It is literally that intense if it's a nice day. So if it was a day like this, Saturday morning, it would be absolutely perfect for this guy because it will just be dog, 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 dog for a whole hour and a half. And he'll be on a leash and he won't be meeting them. And so that would be really, really good. Then we've got to take what he'll learn there because he will just get bored of seeing dog, 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 dog. Some of which will be running, some of which will be most of which will be walking. They'll pretty much 99.9% will be on leash because on leash only area, and there's a lot of people running. There'll be cyclists too. There's organised charity runs go around this track pretty much every weekend. So you have to have the dog on the leash. I think I've only ever seen people with off-leash dogs there once or twice in the 4 or 5 years I've been going there. Yeah, really good. It'll be really good for them. But then the issue we have with the dog is, sorry about the wind again, they don't generalise very well. They learn specific behaviours for specific environments. What is hard is then taking that behaviour he's learned when we don't actually get to really interact with any of these dogs because they're just doing whatever with their owner. Then bringing that level of I don't care to other places, that requires doing what we're doing now. But I think we're getting there. We'll get him a treadmill session next week if we can as well. We want to go left. We'll get him on the treadmill, and then we're going to go into Melbourne. Go this way, Roadie. And I think we'll be well on the way to getting somewhere with this guy. And then we'll be meeting my dogs as well at some point. So I'm currently, we won't actually. I said earlier we will. All right, might flip things. So I'm currently booked for 3 next week with him. I might shorten that to 2 longer ones. Don't know. Think about it. Right, we'll go around the oval and head back towards the car, and that will be the session over. Walk to a new place, and now you won't be able to hear it, but there's all the noise from the children at the school is coming through. That's going to be interesting for him. We could go up to the fence, I suppose. Let's see where he wants to go. If he just wants to walk around the oval, that is fine. If he wants to go up to where the children are at the fence ahead of us on where the path goes on the left, also fine. I'm going to let him have choice. Nice little check-in. Yeah, as always, my role here is just to exude a sense of calm over proceedings so that he can figure out how to behave in this environment for himself and realize that it does not require intense energy, and it does not require panic, it does not require fear, and it does not require teeth. Bit of a pull there, Roadie. Not your worst offense. That is something he has to learn for himself, and my job is just to facilitate, if you will, but it is more than that. I'm leading. I'm just being calm. Here's the noise of the children. You probably can hear that now. They're all in there having playtime. I don't know which school this is. No idea which school this is. It's not a small one. Whatever. I'm fairly certain when I moved here this was just an empty field, but I've been here a while, so that doesn't mean much. Alright, we've got some diggers, earth moving equipment going on here. That'll also be quite cool to go near. Let's do that. Don't think we'll have to deviate from our designed path anyway. If they're coming out on the camera, let's zoom in a sec. So over there's a couple of, I don't know what the word is. They're not steamrollers, but they're freaking big heavy rollers, but they got spikes on. I don't know what the word for those is. So he's just gone backwards to try and reach a smell. Yeah, that's why that hurt. That hurt my waist, Roadie. That was a hard pull. Again, I put the brakes on. You're not getting there. If you just want to bounce off the end of the leash, ultimately be my guest, but I'm not going to give you what you want because I'm not putting up with it. I'm just not. So here we go. We're not going to get particularly close to said machinery, but it's good for him to see, good for him to hear. I think he's fairly familiar with the smells of diesel. I don't think that's a shock. He's just having a smell of some poo down there at the moment. Huh. Yeah, he's got his head down. He doesn't seem to care about machinery. I think that's grand. Good on him. There we go, he's at least noticed it. I don't know what they're building here. Yeah, he really doesn't care. Well, there you go. Some animals do not like the loud noises that industrial machinery make. This guy does not care. Well, there you go. Curious. But I like it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Really not complaining. So yeah, all my grand plans I discussed on this recording, entirely weather dependent, and this is Melbourne's winter, so who knows. I can make as many grand plans as I want. I am a slave to the weather just like everybody else, because there's no point driving into Melbourne Central trying to do a walk with him in a busy area when the weather's rubbish and it's raining, because there won't be anyone there. It obviously won't be deserted, but it won't be as I described it. It'll be far, far quieter than that, and that's not ideal. All I want is maximum impact. Maximum impact, and that requires sunshine, not a lot of wind. And you do get a lot of those days in Melbourne over winter. We do get them. That's a cup, Roadie. He's trying to eat a coffee cup. Because of course you are. What's got on the oval? I don't mind that as long as we can actually get out near where my car is. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, I'd have let him go in then. Changed his mind. Ready? We'll go this way. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just smacked the mic with my hand. And I'm not even filming him, he's over there. that is absolutely perfect demonstration of just how weird this guy is. Don't know how well that came out if you heard the noise. He just walked square into the end of that bench. He just booped his own nose. I mean, he's not hurt, but hard enough that was an error. That was an error of judgment, of physical spatial awareness. It's just how forward motion his brain is. It is just in I must go forward gear. Which I'm surprised at here. He wasn't like this in the other new place we went. Curious. Not this badly. No, he wasn't actually. He was pretty relaxed. But that's perfect. It encapsulates Roadie in a nutshell. His brain is just so focused on moving forward, like this pull now, that he'll walk into things. What? It's right in front of you. It's a massive metal bench. And yet, numpty head here. Oh yeah. Who knows what's in my surroundings? I'm just walking forwards. I don't care. I know he's a tough cookie. Look at that pose. It's insane. You're not a ballerina. You're just a crazy, crazy dog. There we go. Nice. And he's with me. Yeah, so what is that? What does that mean? Why is his head geared into forward motion so hard and so one-tracked minded? And then you see the power pose all the time. It's the same thing I say in pretty much every damn video I do. It's a lack of exercise targeted towards the breed purpose. He doesn't have a job. And I know with this guy there's extenuating circumstances around his physical health, so you have to put up with this. Until you can get him that exercise, this is the result. Just like humans, dogs cannot be calm unless they have that exercise component met. He doesn't have the mental satiation of television and a mobile phone to make him fat. There you go, boy. Okay, up he gets. It's going to undo the leash. Cool.